Cruising down the highway, windows down low. Sunset paints the sky in a fiery glow. Mountains rise up, touching clouds above. Valleys below, filled with whispers of love. On this road, every scene's a delight. From sunrise to starlight, day to night. Nature's canvas unfolding so grand. In this journey, we're living unplanned. City streets pulse with energy so bright. Neon signs flashing in the depths of night. Skyscrapers stand tall, reaching for the sky. As we pass by, with dreams flying high. On this road, every scene's a delight. From sunrise to starlight, day to night. Nature's canvas unfolding.
Hello, we are going to Nagercoil for a family function, but our thrill to travel to the bucket list destination Kanyakumari is just something else. Because how can you resist the charm of visiting the southernmost tip of India, where three seas meet and the sunsets are straight out of a painting? Our journey began at the iconic Chennai Egmore station, buzzing with live chai vendors and the aroma of freshly made dosas filling the air. We boarded our train at 7:20 p.m. sharp, all on time and without any drama, and settled in for a cozy 12-hour overnight ride filled with laughter, window views, snacks, and that unmistakable Indian train vibe. From sleepy yawns to sunrise scenes, every moment was a mini memory. So buckle up, or should I say, zip up your backpacks and hop along as we take you through this vibrant journey, from showing you the railway station to capturing every candid, unfiltered moment along the way. Watch it all unfold through our eyes and with a little extra love from the southern skies. In this journey, we had a total of 18 stops. Yes, 18. And even though 12 hours on a train sounds long, since it was an overnight journey, we slept like babies after a comforting home-packed dinner, because nothing beats ghar ka khana, right? But now comes the most awaited moment, the Tirunelveli station stop. And you guessed it, the iconic Tirunelveli Halwa. If you have never tried it before, this is your sign to grab a box and let it melt in your mouth like magic. And if you have tried it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That chewy, sweet goodness is worth every calorie. We have finally arrived at our hotel. Yay! Since this was a short trip and we are all about maximizing bonding time and minimizing hotel bills, me, my husband and my brother decided to spot up and share one room. Yup, one cozy room for the three of us. Thankfully, the hotel was super sweet and gave us an extra cot complete with mattress, pillows, and blankets. No one had to sleep like a burrito on the floor. So here it is, drumroll please, our room for the trip. Ta-da! And yay, we are finally all dressed up and ready to visit the southernmost tip of India. Bucket list moment unlocked. This was our very first visit to the majestic Thiruvallur statue and the iconic Swami Vivekananda rock memorial, the two shining stars of Kanyakumari's tourist scene. We did plan to catch the magical sunrise, but well, sleep won't. So instead, we arrived at peak noon, just when the sun decided to flex its full power. But hey, it's vacation, time doesn't exist, and sweat is just part of the adventure, right? We parked our car in the nearby lot, 50 rupees per car and no time limit. Bless them. We grabbed some cabs for our squad, turned on explorer mode and started walking toward the spot with excitement and sunscreen in equal amounts. There's actually a boat ride that takes you right up to the base of the Thiruvalluvar statue and the Vivekananda rock memorial. Yes, you can literally step foot on those iconic spots, but it was super crowded like a mini Mela on water, and we weren't quite ready to elbow our way through the queue under the blazing sun. So we gave it a pass this time. Squeezing into a boat like packed lunch boxes? Maybe not today. But no regrets, there's always a next time, hopefully with fewer people, more breeze and less sunburn risk. There was a whole photo session. Because how else do you prove you are here? After posing like models under the blazing sun, we explored the nearby shops, picked up some local goodies, and just soaked in the happy vibes. It was hot, it was bright, it was beautiful, and totally worth it.
On this road, every scene's with the light. From sunrise to starlight, day to night. Nature's canvas unfolding so grand. In this journey, we're living unplanned.
The wind was so strong that our poor drone couldn't handle it. It struggled to stay balanced and even lost signal for a while. For a moment, we thought it might fly off to Sri Lanka.
Coming in plates again.
After a delicious lunch that left our tummies totally satisfied and slightly sleepy, we geared up for our next adventure, the Mathoor Aqueduct, also known as Mathoor Thottipalam in Tamil. It's about 60 km from Kanyakumari, but totally worth the ride.
The skies.
And get this, it's 115 feet above the ground, built across the scenic Parali River and supported by a whopping 28 massive pillars. We were standing so high up, I swear I felt like I could wave at the clouds just a few steps closer and we'd be in heaven. The experience? Nothing short of a thriller movie. With each step on that narrow walkway, we kept getting chills, and not the romantic kind, the don't look down kind. The sun had already drained most of our energy. We were practically melting and running on snacks, determination, and vibes at this point. But no, we were not ready to give up. Our third stop, the gorgeous Thiruparappu Waterfalls.
On this road, every scene's with the light. From sunrise to starlight, day to night. Nature's canvas unfolding so grand. In this journey, we're living unplanned.
day was practically over. The sun had begun its slow goodbye. The sky was slipping into golden hour and most tourists were probably heading back to their hotels. But not us. Our spirits were still running high. And we weren't ready to call it a day just yet. After all, when you are in a place where the sea is always just a turn away, how could we even think of ending our road trip without a beach visit? So we made one final plan before darkness could catch up with us, to visit the beautiful and lesser known Lemur Beach. A peaceful spot from the typical crowd. The breeze felt like nature's air conditioner and the sky was slowly putting on its evening show. It was the perfect finishing touch to a day packed with waterfalls, aqueducts, food, sun and tons of laughter. Honestly, it felt like the sea was applauding us for making it through the entire itinerary. And just like that, after reaching back to the hotel, we both headed out to the nearest supermarket, which was conveniently the very next building, to stock up some snacks for our train journey back to Chennai. Because let's be honest, no trip is complete without late night munchies and train snacks, right? Once the mission was complete, we took a short stroll, letting the breeze and biscuits keep us company. The next morning came way too soon, but before packing up and saying goodbye, we made one last memory, a peaceful visit to the nearby church with our family. It was calm, quiet, and the perfect way to wrap up a trip that had been all kinds of chaotic and beautiful. We then had a final breakfast together full of food, smiles, and that back to reality feeling slowly kicking in. And just like that, we were off to the station, hearts full and phones full of photos. Our trip officially ends here, but the memories, they're going straight to the highlights reel.